My Pet Slime, Cosmo to the Rescue, Book 5. 5. Family Project. Kind of family project? I asked.
We've been talking about cleaning out the basement for a year or so,
Dad said.
Today could be the day to do it.
Cleaning out the basement is definitely not going to make me feel better about Grandma being missing, I said.
It'll be a good distraction from worrying about her,
Dad said. Oh, I said. I've done so much cleaning in the last couple of days. The other night I had to clean my room after I made slime. Then, after school yesterday, Claire and I had to clean the 3rd grade classrooms with Mr. Leon, and last night I dusted. Oops, didn't mean to tell him that.
You dusted?
Dad asked. I saw a little dust and I wiped it up. That's all, I said.
I'm sure there's tons of dust in the basement,
Dad said.
Let's go.
I didn't have much choice, so I followed him downstairs. Mom came too. So did Cosmo, but only because I carried him. There were lots of boxes of old stuff to go through. Mom said we should separate things into 2 piles. Pile number 1, things to keep. Pile number 2, things to get rid of. I picked a box near the door. Dad sat next to me with a box of his own, and we each started sorting things. Mom's old law school papers went into pile number 2. My old art supplies went into pile number 1. Pretty soon, the box was empty. I was about to set it aside and start on my second box when I had a thought. If I decorated this empty box, I could make it into something for Cosmo. Just like dogs get to have dog houses, Cosmo could have a place of his own. Good thing I had my old art supplies down there because I was able to get to work right away. I thought about what I should draw. What would make Cosmo feel at home? Since Grandma got the dust from space, I decided I'd draw some constellations. Did you know that there are 88 constellations? That's something Grandma told me. Another thing she told me is that the outlines of constellations can change over time as stars move through their orbits in space. I drew my 3 favorite constellations. 1. Ursa Major, which is a big bear. 2. Ursa Minor, which is a small bear. 3. Leo, which is a lion. When I was done, I cut out a little door so it would be easier for Cosmo to crawl inside. Then I grabbed an old t-shirt Dad had put in pile number 2.
Hey, what you doing with that?
He asked. If you're going to throw it away, can I...
What for?
I'm making a little clubhouse for my slime, I said. If I fold up a t-shirt and put it in the bottom of the box, it'll be much cozier.
A cozy clubhouse for your slime?
Dad asked. Uh-huh.
You're a funny girl, Piper,
he said. So, can I have the shirt?
Sure,
he said. Thanks, I said. I put the t-shirt in. Then I lifted Cosmo up and put him on top of it. "Do you like it?" I whispered to him so Dad wouldn't hear. Cosmo didn't answer. He was just a blob right then. "Don't worry," I told him. "You don't have to stay in here all the time, just whenever you want." "Oh," Mom called out. Dad and I scrambled up and ran over to her. She was holding an old photo. "Look, Piper," she said. "It's Grandma Sadie when she was 8 years old, just like you." "Wow," I said. I took the picture from her so I could look closer. Grandma had long hair in braids with a paintbrush tucked behind one ear and was wearing a checkered dress. I couldn't tell the colors because the photo was black and white. She was so cute. "Cutest thing in the world," Mom said. "Except for you." And Cosmo, I thought. I stared at the picture for a few more seconds before handing it back to Mom. "This goes in pile number 1 for saving," I told her. "Of course," she said. I went back to check on Cosmo. "Are you enjoying your slime clubhouse?" I asked softly. But when I peeked inside the box, Cosmo was gone. 6. Who could it be? "Oh no!" I cried. Mom and Dad rushed over. "What's wrong?" Mom asked. My slime. It's missing." "Maybe you left it upstairs," Mom said. "No, I had it down here. I'm sure of it," I said. "I made a cozy slime clubhouse out of an old box, and I put my slime inside. Then you found Grandma's picture, so I went to look at it. Now my slime is gone." "I'm sorry, Pipe," Mom said. "Maybe we can bend the no making slime for a week rule and make a new batch." "I don't want a new batch," I said. "I just want I want this one." Mom patted my back. "Hey, would you look at that?" Dad said. And he pointed to the space in between the slats of the basement stairs. "Isn't that your slime down there?" "Oh, yes, it is." "Cosmo." There was barely enough room for me to stick my arm through the slats. Cosmo must have had to smush himself down pretty flat to get down there. Flat as a pancake, practically. But I guess slime can do that kind of thing. When I pulled him back up, he didn't look much like the slime pet I'd made. I hoped he'd be okay when he turned alive again. I tried to round him out a bit. Then the doorbell rang. "Are you expecting anyone?" Dad asked. Mom and I shook our heads. I don't want to get my hopes up thinking it could be. Mom's voice trailed off. "Who?" I asked. "Who could it be?" "Maybe Grandma," Dad said. Or maybe Mala, I thought. The 3 of us raced up the stairs. I had Cosmo the flattened blob in my arms. "We're coming!" I shouted, and I opened the door. 7. 2 visitors. It wasn't Grandma on the other side of the door, and it wasn't Mala either. It was Claire. "Oh, hi," I said. "It's you. Most people are happy when I come over," Claire said. "But you don't seem happy at all." "I am happy," I told her. "I just thought you might be someone else, that's all." "What are you doing here?" "We're friends now," she said. "So I came to play with you." "And YKW? Huh?" She glanced at my parents, then lowered her voice. "You know who?" she said. Oh, she meant Cosmo. "I rang the doorbell at least 5 times," Claire went on. "I saw your parents' cars in the driveway, so I knew you were home. What took you so long?" "We were cleaning the basement," I said. "We didn't hear the doorbell down there. I guess..." "You guess what?" Claire asked. I shook my head. I couldn't answer her with Mom and Dad right there. But I'd figured something out. When Dad and I had gone to the back of the basement to see the picture Mom had found, I'd left Cosmo by himself near the stairs. He must have heard the doorbell. I bet he was trying to go upstairs and answer it, and that's when he fell in between the stair slats. "Can I play with Claire now?" I asked Mom and Dad. "And miss out on our fun family cleaning project?" Dad asked. I was pretty sure he was kidding, but even so, Claire, the most popular girl in my class, was standing right there. Why did he have to make such silly jokes in front of her? "Mom, can I?" I asked. "Sure you can," she said. "Let's play outside," Claire said. "I want to show you the twisty trick I can do on my scooter." "Stay near the house," Dad said. "We will," I promised. As soon as the front door closed and Mom and Dad were out of sight, Cosmo turned alive again. I felt his body getting softer in my arms. I mean, slime is already soft, but there's the softness of regular blob slime and the softness of alive slime. I don't know exactly how to explain the difference, but it's probably like holding a real live kitten instead of a stuffed animal kitten. His shape started to go back to normal. His body rounded out and he blinked his eyes open. "I'm so glad you're okay," I told him. "Can I hold him?" Claire asked. I didn't want to let go of him just yet. But it's hard to say no to Claire. "Okay." I handed Cosmo over and Claire squeezed him close. "Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute." Cosmo gurgled at her. He seemed really happy. I knew I should be happy that he was happy, but I felt, well, if you want to know the truth, I felt jealous. I wanted to be the one holding Cosmo and making him that happy. want to show me your twisty trick? I asked. Oh yeah, Claire said. I'd better take Cosmo then, I said. It might be too dangerous for him to do it with you. I wasn't trying to be mean. It's just that Cosmo is my pet, which means it's my job to protect him. Cosmo and I sat on the porch steps to watch. Claire put on her helmet. She scooted down the walkway to the sidewalk right in front of our house. Then she kicked off the back and made the scooter go around and around. Cosmo clapped his teeny little purple slime hands, and I clapped my regular hands. Claire scooted back up the walkway. That was so cool, I said. Right, Cosmo? But when I turned to him, he was back to being a slime blob. Just then, a car pulled up in front of the house and a woman got out. She had red hair that was cut into a triangle shape. I'd never seen anyone with that haircut before.
Are you Piper McLean? She asked.
I was about to say yes, but before I could, Claire asked, "Who wants to know?" That was probably a good question to ask, since this woman was a stranger and you're not supposed to tell strangers your name. Actually, you're not supposed to talk to them at all. But I knew it might be Mala coming to tell me something about Grandma, so I said, "I'm Piper McLean."
Special delivery,
the woman said. She handed me an envelope.
This is just for your eyes, not your friends.
Okay, I said. The woman got back into her car and drove away. I ripped open the envelope. There was a letter inside. I twisted around so Claire wouldn't see.
Dear Piper McLean, you didn't take our email seriously, so we're trying home delivery. Bury the real space dust in the window box outside your bedroom by sunrise tomorrow, or else you'll never see your grandma again. Do not talk to anyone about this letter. Sincerely, Mala.
8. How to not tell a secret. What does the letter say? Claire asked. I can't tell you, I said. It's a secret. You didn't even know the woman who gave it to you, Claire said. How can you have a secret with her? The letter says not to talk to anyone about it, I said. That makes it a secret. Claire folded her arms across her chest. You should still tell me, even if it is a secret, because I'm good at keeping them. I haven't told anyone about Cosmo. This is an even bigger secret, I said. Someone's life is at stake. Claire's eyes widened. Whose life? I can't tell you. Ugh, I knew you were going to say that, she said. But what if you tell me without actually telling me? How could I do that? I asked. We could play charades. I don't know what that is, I said. It's a game one person acts out something and the other person tries to guess what they're saying, Claire explained. It'd take too long, and I don't have a lot of time. I have things I have to do right now. What things? That was the problem. I didn't know what I could do to get Grandma back, besides give up Cosmo, which I didn't want to do. I just couldn't. So I needed some time to think about other options that would keep everybody safe. You should go home now, I told Claire. I picked up Cosmo and moved toward the front door. Wait, Claire called out. Whatever it is that you don't want to say, you could write it down. No, Claire cut me off. The letter said not to talk to anyone about it, she said. Writing is not the same thing as talking. Well, that's true, I said. Get some paper and a pen right now, Claire said. I'll write it in the dirt, I said. That way I can scratch out the words as soon as you're done reading them. It'll be like an email that disappears. What kind of email just disappears? Claire asked. It's not important, I said. I need to find a good scratching stick. We hunted around the front yard. Cosmo helped too. Here's one, Claire said. She hovered over my shoulder as I wrote. Someone named Mala kidnapped my grandma. Seeing that sentence written out made it seem even scarier. My heart started to pound. Poor Grandma Sadie, kidnapped. Claire read it out loud. Someone named Mala kidnapped my grandma. Shh, I said, and I scratched out the words until they disappeared. That's weird, Claire said. Actually, it's horrible, I said. Horrible, but mostly weird. Why? I asked. Because Mala is the name of the company where my Uncle Ricky works. 9. Hop on. Mala is the name of your Uncle Ricky's company? I asked. Well, it's not his company, Claire said. He doesn't own it. He just works there. He's a scientist. And it's spelled that same way? I asked. Capital M, lowercase a, capital L, and lowercase a? Yep, Claire said. It's an abbreviation, short for Magna Labs. Everyone who works there calls it Mala. Cosmo, do you know what this means? I asked. Cosmo shook his head. OMG, Claire said. He shook his head. That's amazing. Don't you think that's amazing? Yes, I agreed. But the thing that matters most is saving my grandma. No offense, Cosmo. Cosmo did not look offended. He gurgled, which I think meant, that's okay. Do you know the address for Mala? I asked Claire. 321 Quantum Road, she said. I heard my dad talking about what a weird place it is, and the address got stuck in my head. Okay, let's go. Hang on, Claire said. Why don't we just call my uncle? She pulled the cell phone out of her pocket. My eyes almost bugged out of my head. Do you have a cell phone? I asked, feeling jealous of Claire all over again. My mom said 8 years old is too young to get one, I said. Well, I'm 8.5, Claire said. And Uncle Ricky's number is saved in here. She pressed a button and held the phone to her ear. No, I shouted. Hang up right now. Okay, Claire said, and she pressed a button on the screen. But why? Your uncle might be the one who kidnapped my grandma. Uncle Ricky would never kidnap anyone, Claire said. Take that back right now. I put the hand that wasn't holding Cosmo on my hip. I can't take it back without seeing for myself, I said. We don't even know for sure that it's the right place, Claire said. There could be lots of companies with the name Mala. Or it could be a person. You thought it was a person at first, didn't you? Yeah, but I knew it was a weird name for a person, I said. It's got to be your uncle's company. Like I said, it's not his company, Claire said. Fine, either way, we've got to go there right now, I said. Except, oh no. What? It's Saturday, I said. Companies are closed on Saturdays. If no one is at Mala, how can we save Grandma? Mala is open on Saturdays, Claire said. It is? Yeah, my uncle always says that if you're in the middle of a science experiment, you can't stop working just because it's the weekend. Oh, phew. But the real problem is that Mala is all the way across town, Claire said. It's too far to walk. We can take your scooter. I've never scooted that far before, Claire said. Please, I said. Even if your uncle didn't take Grandma. He didn't, Claire said. Even so, that's where she is, I said. I'm sure of it. Are you going to bring Cosmo? Claire asked. Of course. Okay. Claire stepped onto her scooter. Hop on the back. Wait a sec, I said. I picked up the good scratching stick and wrote a note to Mom and Dad in the dirt. Dear Mom and Dad, Claire and I had to go on a little errand. Don't worry. Love, Piper. They'd probably still be mad that I left the front lawn when they had told me to stay close. But at least they wouldn't be worried. Okay, I told Claire. I'm almost ready to go. Will Piper